welcome everybody. This is a Major Mondays for the CIS department. With us here today is myself. I'm Tim, Assistant Professor of Information Systems. You have Maya Talapa.
Hi, hello, I'm Maya Talapa, and Tim and I teach computer science classes here at Waubonsee.
And then we also have our Dean, Nikisha Stepney, with us as well. Nice enough to join us. Maya and I are 2 out of 6 faculty members that are in the CIS department and web here at Waubonsee. So once again, thanks a lot for showing up. We have this pre-produced slide presentation, and then I'm sure Maya and I will have some stuff to add, and Nikisha as well. So we'll go to the next slide. Yeah, so, technology is constantly changing and innovating, right? So CIS jobs, very much in demand. Also, a really interesting thing about CIS jobs, it runs the gamut of professions. I looked up potential career paths, and this was in computer science, but I think it falls under the CIS umbrella. Application analyst, computer programmer, computer support specialist, data scientist, data administrator, hardware engineer, IT architect, security analyst, systems analyst, web developer. I'm just reading about half of them that I have a list of here. So there's a lot of technology jobs out there. CIS is a very wide umbrella, a lot of different career paths for people interested in technology. And here at Waubonsee, we try to hit several of them. And there is a reward for highly skilled professionals. A lot of opportunities. You always hear employers say they can't find enough qualified candidates to fill the positions they have. And the pay is above average. So if it's something you're interested in learning and you have an interest in it, it's a pretty good education path and career path.
Now, for those of you who are in the presentation, there aren't that many of you, so jump in and ask any questions. Just unmute yourself or raise hand, jump right in and say, this is what I am looking for in this presentation. So we want to give you the information that you need.
Yeah, feel free to, it's not interrupting. So we want this to be interactive. So it wouldn't be interrupting at all, more of a conversation. So if there's something that's brought up, you have a question, just ask it. I think Maya and Nikisha and I are all used to working like that. So yeah, let's go to the next slide. So yeah, this shows you some of our program options. Like I said, CIS, a lot of different career paths, so we try to hit on several of them. To community college, we serve several different purposes. So if you are a student that potentially is thinking of going to Waubonsee for a bit, getting an associate's degree, transferring on to a 4-year school, we have a pathway for you. That's the first bullet point you see there, associates in science and computer science. We also have these terminal 2-year degrees called AAS degrees, or Associates in Applied Science degrees. 2 that we've traditionally had here. We've had one in computer software development. We've had one in computer support. And one of our exciting new initiatives at Waubonsee is a 2-year AAS degree in cybersecurity. And I know we're partnering with, I believe, NSF and another peer community college that helps get schools set up on this front, and it's a really exciting new program we have. Then we also have a number of certificates, so that's less than a 2-year degree. There's usually 4 to 10 classes in a certificate. So if you're wanting to get a certificate in software development, support, cybersecurity, or office software specialist, that's going to be your more kind of office suite like Excel, Access, Word. You can get certificates as well. That's a nice signal to employers to put on your resume that you have some education in a particular area.
And just to jump in, if you decide that what you really wanted is a certificate of achievement, the classes you would take for this directly feed into one of these. So many of these certificates of achievement sort of will roll. If you finish one and say, gosh, I'm just 3 classes away from getting an associate, or just so many classes away, I could just keep going for another few more classes and end up getting an associate. So you can plan it that way as well. So
I would
Oh,
just mention that sometimes as well with the associate in applied science degree, there may be industry recognized credentials. You get certified in a specific process and or software as well that may be a part of the program.
Yeah, thanks, Nikisha. I was just looking on our website today, and our faculty that are kind of I would say mostly in charge of the cybersecurity AAS. It says that the CompTIA A+, CompTIA Network Plus, CompTIA Security Plus, Cisco Certified Network Associate, CCNA. Those are some of those professional credentials I saw that are tied to our AAS and cybersecurity. So that seems like an exciting opportunity for students.
Mm-hmm. And is this where we're okay?
So I have a question here from Charles. Would you be able to take classes for an associate's in science with computer science, as well as a certificate for achievement for computer software development? The class would be similar. And the answer is yes, there's overlap. It's not 100%, but a lot of the classes you would take for one of those certificates would also apply to the AS, if not directly as a elective. And Nikisha, you might know a little bit more about how those overlap than I do. Do you have something to add there? Or?
Usually, what we try to do with our certificate programs is we make them stackable credentials. And it's just what Tim and Maya both described. While you're working towards that coursework and that certificate, you very well may be ticking off course requirements for the full associate's degree. So there is a great deal of overlap. Each one of the associates in applied science degrees actually has a core set of classes, a major core that's common across all of the programs. So again, you're satisfying course requirements in a variety of different programs and certificates all at the same time. And sure, you can choose to earn the support certificate and still pursue the Associate of Science degree for transfer. It just really depends upon what your personal career pathway goals are as to how you would proceed.
Charles, I would say that if you have a very specific goal in mind of I want to do a certificate and a degree, sit down with a counselor and they'll help you draw up a map of which classes to take to fulfill it. Because sometimes you need to take one class instead of the other. So you want to make sure you know that the classes you're taking are meeting the goals that you've set up for yourself when you come to Waubonsie.
And then as we kind of continue here on the presentation, why is it hot? There has been and projected there will continue to be great job growth in this area. So this first bullet point focuses on information security analyst jobs, expected to increase over the next 7 years. Is this where we have the cybersecurity professor's video? So maybe Jason, I believe, we give a good outline of this.
Yes. So two faculty that were not able to be with us to speak with you about the cybersecurity program are Jason Roshan and Justin Klein. So Mr. Roshan recorded a video that I'm going to play for you right now. Please do indicate to me if you cannot hear the sound. I have clicked those settings so that I can share it with you. But here we go.
Hi, my name is Jason Roshan. I'm an instructor of computer information systems and cybersecurity here at Waubonsie Community College at the Plano campus. I want to talk about 3 topics related to cybersecurity. I want to talk about the career certification path. I want to talk about courses and sequences that I recommend and why study cybersecurity. To start off, it's easiest to show you the roadmap or the cybersecurity pathway using the CompTIA model. So you start off with your basic certifications, which is IT, Fundamental, and A+. Everybody has hardware replacements and software upgrades. So this is where you're going to get most of your entry-level jobs. This is going to get your foot in the door, especially if you want to change careers. Let's say you were a truck driver, or if you're working at a bank and you want to change your career into IT. This is where you want to start because there's going to be a lot of needs for the hardware and software upgrades. Then you move into your network security or the Network Plus and Security Plus. This A+, Network Plus, and Security Plus is what we call the trifecta. If you have all 3 of these, you could pretty much go anywhere across the globe and get a job. Once you get into your Network Plus, you're going to be able to connect these computers that you did at the entry level and that's going to spread across multiple sites, multiple cities, multiple states. And then at the top level of that trifecta, we talk about Security Plus. Security Plus is not about blocking things in general. It's not about locking all the doors, because we don't want to prevent business from happening. We want to enable business. Security Plus is kind of like if you built a boat, and Security Plus is kind of the waterproofing to make sure that your boat doesn't sink. So you could travel further with your goods. You could go to different countries, go to different continents, and your data is secure. So you're enabling business to travel further and more secure. So then if we go into pen testing, that's kind of like knocking on the door or trying to get into things without a key. And then you have your cybersecurity analysts. These are going to be more of the malware analysis and higher level of cybersecurity. And then we have the advanced security practitioner. That's going to lead you into a managerial position or a leadership position in cybersecurity. Now, just to show you a couple of different courses that I recommend to start you off. Before we get into this deeper stuff, you got to start somewhere. So I highly recommend the trifecta, the A+, Network Plus, Security Plus. And we do offer these courses here. We call the A+, the Information Technology Professional. So that's your CIS 118. Moving into this, you're going to go into Network Essentials. That's your Network Plus class. That's a CIS 170. And then moving along, as you'll see, that prerequisite is 170, which is a Network Essentials class. But we have our Security Plus / Security Awareness classes. So once you get this trifecta here at Waubonsee Community College, here's a couple of different searches that I've done related to our Sugar Grove main campus. So if I'm on Indeed and I'm looking at CompTIA A+ certification near our Sugar Grove campus, here's some of the things that are going to get you into the door. So this one's a requirement of A+, Network Plus, and other certifications. So that could be your Security Plus. There's a associate level 1 or entry level job here. Support engineer. Managed services on a tier 1 field technician. Again, you're going to need your A+ certification here. IT technician, again, A+, Network Plus, Server Plus. We all support these at the community college. IT help desk. So moving on, if you have your Network Plus, it's more money, more responsibility. Sometimes you get more benefits like working remotely. A+ technicians are usually replacing hardware, so they have to be on site or doing software upgrades. But a network technician usually gives you the opportunity to work from home, connecting routers and switches and doing those sort of configurations from a terminal from, your house. And then here's some of these jobs: network technician. Here's your Network Plus again, Network Ops Technician Level 2. So this is an upgrade. Associate level, again, IT Support Engineer. As you'll see, a lot of these are going to be coming around the same trifecta. You're going to see A+, Network Plus, Security Plus. So going into the information security realm, you'll see that it's a much higher paid job because we need more security. So we're willing to pay more. But as you'll see here, you're going to need your A+, Network Plus, as well as Security Plus as these certifications go. Here's a couple of local jobs: Aldi's Tech Systems. This is a good recruiter. Information Security Manager. This is where I grew up in Bolingbrook. Another director, Information Security. This goes into the project management realm. We do have Project Plus courses. It's one of those things that if you see yourself in a breach, you're going to have to manage a budget of time. How many staff do you need? So having those Project Plus essentials are going to make you a better manager or a better director. So those are some of the things that I was considering as speaking about on this Cybersecurity Monday. And so why study this topic? We got access to the internet, but you know what? The internet has access to us too. So the best way to do that is to secure your devices. and, go in the cybersecurity pathway, this is a good roadmap of where you need to go, with or without a degree. If you got these certifications, you're going to put yourself in one of these high-paying jobs. So look into that. Ask us questions. We're always here. Here's my contact information. And thank you very much for having me.
I almost jumped in to ask him a question. I'm like, wait,
you were going to ask him a question. It's a recording. I did. Or go ahead, Maya.
There was a question. IT fundamentals. Is there not a class for that? That was the first class in the sequence he showed. He talked about, Network Plus, Security Plus, and the first CompTIA. What about the first one? Is that something they also get?
So with the IT fundamentals, that's certainly something that the student could sit for. But we are actually looking to create a course that has that certification embedded in it to be released within the next academic year. So in fall, we're going to introduce that as a new course opportunity, because it will be nice to align with that certification pathway for those students. So yes. Mm-hmm.
And then
Nikisha asking as a student, when I take the class, do I end up with the certification, or do I have to take an exam? Do I have to pay for that? How does that work?
You will need to sit for the certification exam. So the course content helps prepare you for the certification, but the certification will actually be taken. We are a Pearson VUE school who provides the testing service. So we do have a testing facility at the Plano campus where students can sit for those certifications. And the test fees that are associated with those certifications are embedded with the course tuition as a course fee for the student. So as the institution, we actually, as an educational provider, we get a discounted rate on what a student would be charged to sit for the exam versus if the student went directly to CompTIA to take the exam. So we have those opportunities, not only for those people who are looking to get the certification along with their coursework, but also for people who are from industry who need to recertify or are interested in taking the certification just because they find it interesting.
That's a pretty good deal.
That's excellent. Hey, Nikisha, would I be able to share my screen for a second? I don't mean to throw any curveballs. I'll give it back to you. As we talk about different pathways, as you saw in an earlier slide, we have the we're looking at the AAS and cybersecurity. We also have the transfer path, and I just wanted to give people a feel for like what a local school, if you transferred there to get like a bachelor's of computer science, and just the job numbers that they report. So there's lots of successful pathways. So just Paul is pretty indicative of a good school in the area. And with the bachelor's degree in computer science, they're reporting an 89% employment rate, and then a pretty good range of jobs with a median of about 67,000. And as I showed you earlier, with the computer science degree, lots of different paths you can go down usually. So, you can use Waubonsie in a lot of ways. You can get some IT certifications and join the workforce with a certificate or a 2-year degree, and there's a lot of opportunity there. You can get your 2-year associate's degree and transfer on to get a bachelor's degree and then join the workforce, or you can get a graduate degree after that, right? We try, or just take a couple of classes and see if you like programming or like IT or cybersecurity or any of that. Let me make you, or your co-host, so you can still share, right? Okay, so go ahead, Nikisha. I think you can. And then here's a question: are there links to these websites? So Charles, what? Yeah, there are. Yes. So. For sure. And if you want to email me, I'll give you my contact information and we can touch base after.
That's what I was going to say. At the end of the presentation, we'll make sure to have both Tim and Maya's contact information present for you to jot it down, because some of those follow-ups, I'm sure they'd be happy to share those links and everything with you.
Now, another thing, as students come into computer sciences, there's so many different paths you can take. For example, I worked as a programmer. I have not worked much with networking or hardware. So I didn't much care for working with hardware, but I love programming. So it's okay to take a class and say, this looks interesting, but this may not be the path I want to take. So I have students who take programming and say, I took your class. Oh, okay, not too hard. I really like the cybersecurity class. That's the path I want to pursue. So don't be afraid to experiment. Pick up different classes and see which one you really like. I took a networking class and I was like, I could not do this. It didn't appeal to me. The class went fine. I just couldn't visualize myself doing that for a living. So it's okay to feel that way. You will find something that you like in computing. There's so many different ways to take that skill set.
And then as we kind of look at the next slide here about why studying CIS at Waubonsie, and it's a bullet point that's not here, but it kind of dovetails nicely into what Maya was saying, is that you can experiment here and it won't break the bank, right? So if you're at a competing school, what Maya's talking about, you certainly can do, but it might set you back $4,000, $3,000 instead of a few $100, right? So experimenting at Waubonsie is a lot easier to do. Now, as to why to study CIS in particular at Waubonsie, you have experienced instructors here. Myself, Maya, Jason, Justin, Stephen, Amy. We teach CIS classes for a living. Right, our primary focus isn't research or managing a team of PhD students or other things. Right, our primary focus is teaching CIS classes at a community college. Right, so you get people that's their primary focus and have many years of experience doing it. We keep the curriculum up to date. So we have a brand new cybersecurity program. We're constantly tweaking the existing classes and making sure they're up to date with the latest tools and software. And really exciting initiative at Waubonsie everyone's excited about is we have a brand new innovation and design center in one of our campuses, Plano, and our cybersecurity program is housed there. It's a brand new facility, state of the art. And really looking forward to utilizing that to help get our cybersecurity program off the ground.
And we really mean it when we say state of the art. Now, I've taught at four-year schools as well, and it surprised me that they teach programming in some of those places, intro classes in a lecture hall, and then students go off to a lab to try stuff that they've just heard about. We teach our computer science classes in the computer lab. So every student is sitting in front of a computer. So we don't lecture. We do stuff together. I write some code, you write it, and you see if it works or not. So it's much more interactive than sitting and just hearing somebody talk about it.
I just wanted to circle back to the experienced instructors because Tim mentioned that they teach these subjects for a living, but prior to them teaching these subjects for a living, they actually worked in the industries with the software and tools that they're actually teaching in the classroom. So that makes a huge difference to have a practitioner as your instructor and facilitator versus someone who just studied these concepts. They've actually studied them and applied them. And so that adds great value to why studying CIS at Waubonsie is something that we're very proud of.
Thanks, Nikisha. Yeah. All right. And then, there was a slide on it. So stay tuned, I guess, on that one. So affordability, right? So you compare in the area, right? Average tuition and fees. Now, is this for a semester, Nikisha? The 33 versus 12,000?
That is for the degree.
That's for the entire degree. This is for an entire AAS degree. Okay, so you're talking $3,360 versus $12,000 versus $25,000. So you can see, and believe me, the college credits you earn at Waubonsie are the same college credits that you get at other schools. Yeah.
I digress, Tim. That's per year.
That's what I figured. It didn't seem quite. It was like it's a good deal on all fronts.
It's still a good deal.
Yeah, per year. That seems about right. But as you can see, and bottom line is, I think Maya, Nikisha, myself, we've all worked with lots of students over the years. People change their minds about what they're majoring in. They experiment in one area and then try another one. These are expensive decisions, right? When you're going to Waubonsie, it's not a financially potentially cataclysmic decision. So you can feel your way around a bit affordably. And like I said, the college credits at Waubonsie count the same, right? We're accredited all by the same body. Everyone here has a high level of education and experience, and you get people teaching the classes that have many years of working with students to, I know Maya and myself focus on computer science, transfer computer science. I know Maya, how you've been doing this for how long?
Almost 25 years now.
Right, and
it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I have in the classroom 20 years experience myself,
Yeah.
either part-time or full-time. And I know not to brag on Maya, but Maya, you worked at IBM, you worked at a leading kind of multinational tech company. I worked at a number of technology companies around the area and produced actual software before coming to Waubonsie. So not only are you saving money, but you're getting a high quality education. So.
And let's not forget the other thing. A computer science class at Waubonsie in a face-to-face environment is typically, you'll have about 20 to 30 students in a class. If you were to take a 100 level programming class at a 4-year school, you're probably going to be sitting in a class with about 100 students, maybe more. And it's a lot harder to learn in a very large class. I mean, we teach in a computer classroom, and once we get back to face-to-face, which we will in fall, we're always walking around, checking on each student's desk to see what they're doing. I would look into a computer screen of a student to say, I don't think that's working. That kind of personalized approach is a little harder to get at a 4-year school. At least that's my opinion. So.
Yep. And then there's tons of student support at Waubonsie. One of them is financial aid office. So, that will certainly assist you on paying for your school. There's scholarship programs. So Waubonsie Community College Foundation scholarship programs provided 367 awards to 325 recipients. I know our counselors and advisors will at times assist with this or forward you on to folks that can help maximize finding scholarships. Financial aid office, like I said, can assist with this. So we have all the student support in place to make sure that you can accomplish your goals here. There's a lot of hardworking professional administrators and staff members as well that come to work every day with that in mind. So we will take care of you on that front here. And then transferability. So once again, it leads into this. So there are dedicated counselors and advisors. This is an interesting model, and it is a little, something that is different about Waubonsie. So you will get dedicated counselors and advisors here. That's their full-time job, is to work with students and advise them on what the right classes to take are for what their goals are, and also offer counseling services. So, if something's stressing you out about final exam or some terrible program Maya or I have assigned you to complete, they can help you with this. And it is a one-on-one relationship, right? I mean, you'll develop a one-on-one relationship with your counselor/advisor. These documents, and they are up on our CIS website, these transfer pathways, all of the transfer disciplines here at Waubonsie has this, including computer science. Great document and a very readable kind of quadrant view that gives you a nice roadmap. So if you are doing the 2-year kind of associate's degree, transferring to a 4-year path, these transfer pathways are super user-friendly documents for people to look at. And we also work really hard on establishing partnerships with schools. So, I know we're in this area, we're very tight with Northern and Aurora University. And, I know myself, I showed DePaul just because recently I've been working with them over the last year to establish a partnership with them with our 2-year AAS degree. But so there's people working on establishing these partnerships all the time. And our counselors and advisors know this transfer process very well. So they tend to know the classes that you need to take in order to go to the school you want to. And then, so there are these like dedicated transfer guides for our leading transfer institutions like UIC, UIUC, Northern, Aurora University. It's great place to get your transfer goals. And this is an example of a transfer guide, right? This is what the counseling and advising team puts together. So, when you go to see them, they will pull this up, they'll show it to you, they'll work with you hands-on. Once again, just like small class sizes, you get a one-on-one relationship with your counselor and advisor, and it develop a roadmap for your classes to take. So if you say, I'm pretty sure I want to be a associate's degree and transfer to get a computer science degree. There's a pathway in place, and you can see this example here shows Aurora, DePaul, Eastern, ISU. They certainly have these for all of the local and state schools, and will work with you if you're thinking of going to, a medium to smaller school out of state as well.
And they'll break it down by semester. So they'll say, well, this is what you would take each semester.
And, removing obstacles. This has been a big goal here at the college the last few years, and it's an admirable one, an important one. So, in this kind of pandemic time, we've been focusing a lot on increasing the modalities. So traditionally, we've had face-to-face instruction for sure, online instruction. Over the last 5 years, we've grown our hybrid instruction. And just so not to go get too in the weeds on that, this online, hybrid, sync online, flex are all variations of online learning. Some purely online, some with some kind of a Zoom room instruction like you're seeing here, some live broadcasting or recording what's going on in a classroom and trying to get that out to you. Some, like Maya and I, will pre-record a bunch of videos and put them up on a course shell, and you watch those, and then you come into school once a week. So we're trying all these different modalities to find, really, because all the students are different. All of you are different. Some of you are adults with families. Some of you are traditional students. Some of you, like Jason said, you might be working at a bank and just kind of get your feet wet. We're trying to find kind of the right modalities to remove whatever obstacles are going on in your life so you can, pursue your education goals. It's been a big initiative to assess prior learning. So if you are coming from a professional setting and you've been working with Excel for 10 years and you already have a Microsoft certification in it, there's a way to assess your prior learning. And then also a college credit. So if you were attending another school within a different discipline, our counselors and advisors, and I believe Nikisha's office will work with you on that front. Nikisha, do you have something to add on that? I know you work with that a bit more than I do.
The prior learning,
for the prior learning assessment?
And the college credit, yeah.
And the college credit. So if you have taken classes at another institution that's regionally accredited and you come to Waubonsee, we will take a look at all of the coursework that you have previously completed to see what, if any, of those credits would transfer into the program or the major that you're selecting at that time. In addition, if you have any credit for prior learning that would be inclusive of any industry certifications that you may have had, we will take a look at those too to see if there is a bridge or a crosswalk between those and college credit that could potentially earn you some credit towards a degree or certificate. We see this mostly with our adult students who are returning to the classroom because they have worked in a professional setting. They may have some of those credentials. So we work with you to determine, what does your intake look like? Who do you need to talk to in order to become enrolled and to know exactly what your pathway is going to look like once you are at Waubonsee? So,
Thanks. And then the last bullet point there, it talks about the wide array of support services. And Nikisha, can I share my screen one more time and I'll kick it back to you? There's a web page that the college has developed and has asked us to put it on all of our syllabi, and it's a good one. And it talks about, it's a student experience and support page, and it does a really good job highlighting all of these services that are available. Support for your success, academic support, free tutoring, We have an assessment and testing office. Like you said, academic advising, online reading, learning resources. We have fully functioning libraries at several of our campuses. Like it said on the slides, free technical support. A bookstore, academic and career advising, veterans programs, honors programs. And we are a college as well. So if you're looking for a little bit of that college experience, there's sports teams, pretty active student clubs and organizations, opportunities for civic engagement. There's a career services office. So we try really hard to offer a lot of these services to academically support you, and then also to have a campus life if that's what you're looking for as well, right? So full featured community college in that respect. And then, we ask you to learn more and hopefully get started, right? So there's this website here about a career coach tool and career exploration. I'm not 100% familiar with that link there. Nikisha or Maya, are you able to speak on that?
So what the career exploration tool allows you to do is take a look at all of the careers linked to the programs that we offer here at the college. And so do you want to explore what would a day in the life be like? What are some of the common job titles? What are some of the salary ranges? Is this career right for me? That tool will allow you to be able to do that exploration as you make your decision. And again, keep in mind something we said earlier. You're interested in CIS. Remember that a lot of our programs share a core set of classes. So as you're getting started, you can take those core classes and still be working on this exploration piece to really find out exactly where you want to go with your pathway.
Excellent. And then, it seems like that, if you have prior college credit, you have a little bit of experience under your belt, they recommend starting with academic and career advising. And there's a phone number there. I'm sure they have a webpage and an email as well. And if you don't have prior credit, you begin with admissions. And, just to let you know, someone talking about standing behind our product, I'm working with my son right now who's going to be going down that bottom path in the fall here or in the summer. So, if I'm willing to send my own children down this path, I must think somewhat.
Is he starting in summer, Tim?
He's going to take a class in the summer. Yep. So and that,
wow.
So I've personally gone through that bottom path with him the last few days. So, and then there's financial aid info on the financial aid website as well. And then, Reggie, like I've done this the last 2 weeks. As Maya and I know from our own classes, and Nikisha knows from running a division, basically, registration for the summer is open. You can sign up within a day or two if you chose, online or in person. Summer classes begin May 24th. And this is once again, I like these bullet points because I think it's a great opportunity to get started. Take a class over the summer. Take two. I mean, if you want to just get your feet wet a little bit, taking a class over the summer is a great way to get used to the college experience. Or if you're coming back to college after a few years away, or that'd be a good way to get your feet wet as well. So we're up and running in the summer, and we'd love to have you. And then fall, opens Monday, May 3rd, 8 a.m.
All right, I did not know that.
Yeah.
I did not know fall opens in May. I knew the fall schedule was up.
Yes. So the fall schedule is up and available too, if you'd like to take a preview of what classes are going to be offered in the fall. And the semester begins on August the 23rd.
And then, just getting used to going to college if you haven't in a while, or coming from high school. That's that last bullet point there is good advice. They do fill up, especially high demand classes or those with a teacher you might like, or a day or time that you like. So, if you are coming, planning on it, circle those dates or put them on your calendar and recommend signing up on those days. That would be preferable. But once again, if you want to take the summer off, nothing wrong with that. We'd love to see you in the fall.
Thank you so much for your time. And hopefully we answered some of the questions and gave you a better picture of what it's like to be a student, and specifically a CIS student at Waubonsee.